Ezekiel Elliot from the Dallas Cowboys just received a 6-game suspension for the upcoming NFL season, and he, of course, has just appealed it. I'm going to give my thoughts on why he got 6 games and my opinion on whether it should be lowered or raised even. One thing that I know the NFL has always been criticized for is cracking down on players who have committed domestic violence. This has been a huge issue in the NFL because of all these domestic violence cases that, to a lot of critics, aren't being taken seriously enough. And for Ezekiel Elliot to get 6 games, to a lot of people, that is very, very low. Now, he's appealing, and if the appeal goes through, which I highly doubt, he will probably have around 4 games of suspension. What Le'Veon Bell got last year, just not for the same reasons. But there are a lot of people thinking it should have been a whole year. There are a lot of people thinking it should have been double the 6 games because the NFL really gets a lot of criticism for the players that are involved in domestic violence cases, and sometimes the NFL just doesn't take action at all. So, do I think it was the right move to have 6 games right off the bat? Yes, I think if there's appeal for a quarter of the year is still good enough, but also 6 games seems like a very minimal amount dealing with the circumstances that Ezekiel Elliott is dealing with. Domestic violence is a crime, and when players like Josh Gordon are being suspended for an entire year for drug-related business, Ezekiel Elliott is being suspended for 6 games for domestic violence. They don't really align that well in the amount of punishment they're given for the certain circumstances. So it's very odd the way that the NFL deals with this, the fact that a 6-game suspension equals domestic violence and a 4-game suspension equals marijuana possession. It makes no sense. And if 4 games is what marijuana is, then domestic violence should be 10, 12, 14 then, because those do not match up at all. So what I think the NFL should do is instate something where basically it'll say, if you commit this crime, this is how many games you will be suspended. Now, obviously, that may have a lot of problems with it because depending on the situation and depending on the logistics of the situation, it may be lower or higher depending on how exactly the NFL would run its course and the law would run its course. But to think that Ezekiel Elliott's only receiving 6 games, yes, of course, as an NFL fan, I love to see Ezekiel Elliott play. I think he's so fun to watch. I think the way that he plays is how anyone wants to see running backs play. And yeah, it's upsetting to see him gone for 6 games of the season. But on the other hand, it really should be more for domestic violence. I mean, players are getting massive suspensions for drug-related drug use, and now domestic violence, which is way worse in my opinion, is getting less. It's very shady. It seems like it's very sketchy. The NFL is going to need to work on that, and they're going to need to work on their punishment, the number of games that they'll punish players for breaking the law. But that was my opinion on Ezekiel Elliott, and that is going to be the end of the video. If you did like this type of video, please leave a like. Comment down below what other videos you would like to see me give my input on, and if you are not subscribed, subscribe if you are not already, and I will see you guys in the next video.